Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for December 5th, 2012. And we have some significant changes starting to unfold throughout the weather pattern that we'll talk about this morning. First of all, we'll talk about the here and now. And we have a cold front that has moved through the northern mid-Atlantic. And as a result, we're seeing winds shift to the northwest throughout the region. And as a result, right now, our current temperatures range from the lower to mid 50s over much of the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area. However, as we move to the west towards much of eastern Pennsylvania, we have temperatures falling through the mid to upper 40s and even colder further west over portions of southwestern New York and central Pennsylvania where we're in the upper 30s to lower 40s. This cold air is moving in towards the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area. So your temperatures right now in the lower to mid 50s, that's pretty much going to be your high for today, and temperatures will be falling throughout the day thereafter. Also notice with winds from the northwest, they are increasing anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour, perhaps gusting up to 25 miles per hour at times as this colder air moves in. So basically, warm right now, but as you head home by the time this evening rolls around, you're going to be in temperatures where you're going to be around the upper 30s to lower 40s, and winds are going to make it feel like the upper 30s. So certainly winter is returning to the region. Say goodbye to those 60s that we had yesterday. They are a thing of the past. When we take a look at the radar, you can see that the showers are still lingering over portions of southern New Jersey as of 9 a.m. And these showers will continue to move off the coast and will exit out of the region. Thereafter, dry conditions can be expected for the rest of the afternoon as this cold front continues to press to the south and east. Now, taking a look at the latest infrared satellite picture, you can see we have an area of low pressure developing along the Gulf Coast. This low pressure system will be forced out into the Atlantic and will not have an impact on our weather. Here's our first cold front with the initial showers and the change in the winds. Here's our secondary cold front with the much colder air. This cold front will blow through this afternoon with no precipitation, but certainly you will feel the difference as temperatures continue to crash later on this afternoon and especially in the evening. High pressure will be in control for tomorrow, and it will be a much colder day with temperatures in the lower to mid 40s for highs. Once again. So say goodbye to those 60s, about a 20 to 25 degree difference in temperatures between yesterday and what we'll experience for tomorrow. Take a look at the water vapor. I want to show you this because I've been saying the pattern is changing, and I want to show you that actual change right here. Now, notice we no longer have a giant upper level low here. We no longer have a powerful vortex. We still have a bit of a remnant of a trough, but clearly the upper level low has collapsed, and we're starting to see changes in the Pacific in the way that the pattern is setting up. So right now, as we look at it, we still have a west to east flow here as the remnants of the influence of that upper level low continue. That's what's going to force this very dynamic subtropical disturbance to remain well to the south and the east of the northern mid-Atlantic. If we had a ridge here, this would be a very interesting storm for us, but we don't, so no big deal. But notice again, we no longer have an upper level low. All the lifting and the potential for an upper level low is starting to shift back towards the Aleutians. And that's important because that means a ridge is going to start to build over the Gulf of Alaska, and that means our cold air is going to have a better potential to spill into the central and eventually eastern United States. So yes, changes are underway. And we can see that with the model guidance, the latest European model guidance from the Penn State EWOL website. This is as of this evening. I'll go right here. You can see our cold front is well off the coast, high pressures in control. Chilly conditions have returned. Winds will be anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour, but most importantly, we will be dry. Now, I want you to take note of this here. This is a polar vortex, a powerful upper level low. This is where all of our cold air is trapped, okay? Keep in mind of that as we move forward in the forecast period. And again, here's our weakening upper level low that we're clearly seeing in the water vapor satellite picture, shifting back to the west. By tomorrow evening, high pressure will start to shift off the coast. Tomorrow's going to be chilly, but with that high pressure system shifting off the coast, we'll start to see a warm up by Friday with a nice southwesterly flow, and that means our temperatures rebound into the lower to mid 50s once again for Friday afternoon. Now, this is an important feature right here. This low pressure system has to cut up towards the eastern Great Lakes in order for our weather pattern to really change. There's a physical reason behind that, which I'll explain in the premium long range video discussion later on this afternoon. But this storm is very important to our pattern change. It has to cut up towards the eastern Great Lakes to start to force the changes over North America. So we see that low pressure system start to develop. It starts to organize itself. A warm front starts to move through the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area on Saturday and Sunday. Here we are on Saturday. Here's that warm front with a few scattered showers. No major rainfall events here at all, but certainly some nuisance showers and variable cloud cover. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s for highs. Notice in the Pacific, at the 500 millibar level, we have a trough around the Aleutian Islands. We have a ridge building over the Gulf of Alaska and around the west coast. And we have a nice, deep, broad trough over the eastern two-thirds of the United States. Notice where our polar vortex is starting to set up now. Further south. It's starting to drift further south. So, here we are by Sunday. Again, that warm front continues to push north. We're going to continue to see a threat for scattered showers. Not a washout, but certainly a bit of a pest. Our low pressure system starting to organize in the Ohio River Valley and lift towards the northeast, towards the eastern Great Lakes. By the time we head into Monday, bam, take a look at this. Our storm blows up in the St. Lawrence River Valley. A powerful cold front will be approaching on Monday. Again, I'm expecting dry conditions on Monday. Rather warm with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, increasing clouds. A windy day on Monday, I think. Especially with a southwesterly wind ahead of this cold front. Notice our weather pattern, though, at 500 millibars. Trough in the Aleutians. Ridge around the Gulf of Alaska. Powerful ridge at that, at 580 decameters. Deep trough over the eastern two-thirds of the United States. And we're starting to see also more heights falling around the Canadian Maritimes as well. Heights starting to build, increase over Greenland and over northern Canada. As we move on through the rest of the forecast period, our storm lifts north. Let me go back here. Storm lifts north into the Canadian Maritimes. A weak low pressure system develops along the coast but remains out in the Atlantic. We start to see our temperatures crash on Tuesday. Now, what I'm expecting is that the cold front moves through on Tuesday morning with heavy rainfall. Then we clear out. Tuesday temperatures fall throughout the day. We're talking about temperatures falling into the 30s. Could be a little bit of black ice threat on Tuesday evening. And then when we fast forward towards the start of next weekend, look at this, 12/15. Well, what do we have? We have heights building over Greenland and over northern Canada. We have a powerful upper level low, a developing polar vortex perhaps, starting to shift towards southeast Canada. A broad, powerful ridge over much of the Pacific here, especially around the Gulf of Alaska, trough around the Aleutians. We have cold air dropping into the central and eastern United States. The heart of it is still over central Canada, but at least it's not where we start off, which was way back here, where all the cold air locked up well to the north around the Arctic. Now, by the time we move 10 days later, boom, it's dropping down towards the Canadian plains, shifting towards the United States. Our pattern is starting to change. The next step here, as we've seen the heights fall over the Canadian Maritimes, a new powerful polar vortex potentially starting to develop around southeastern Canada. This is going to get crushed next. That's our next step. So as you can see, the pattern is changing. All this nonsense about, the winter isn't coming, winter cancel, all that stuff, it's ridiculous nonsense when you look at the actual observations that are changing in our weather pattern. Well, that's your forecast for today. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. And later on this afternoon, I'll have a premium, for premium members of course, long-range weather discussion about these changes and give a few more details as to why they are happening. Have a great day. Stay safe out there.